And I think that that's why I enjoyed it so much. It wasn't the best movie, of course, but like you said, it's a dumb, stupid, fun Christmas movie.
Just relax, okay? An associate of mine is going to step into your line, and you are going to make sure that his bag clears the machine.
What is up? Drive-by Movies here, and you're watching
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name's Blaise.
And today we're checking out the new holiday flick from Netflix, Carry On.
All you have to do is nothing.
Carry On is the Netflix thriller about a mysterious traveler that blackmails a young TSA agent into letting a dangerous package slip through security and onto a Christmas Day flight. I mean, technically it's a Christmas Eve flight, right? Like,
Yep. Busiest time of the year, apparently. I always thought Thanksgiving was the busiest travel time of the year, but who knows?
I think a lot of people are just trying to get those cheap seats on Christmas Eve is my guess. And just like, I have to go see my family, but I'm only going for like 48 hours or the weekend or something. But anyways, James, what did you think of this Amblin Entertainment movie?
Yeah, I just feel like we are so back with just basic action movies. I forget what the other movie I was using as an example earlier, but just a lot of action movies these days feel just so extravagant, and this movie just feels like a nice throwback to late 90s, early 2000 action thrillers. I'd never seen the movie Phone Booth, but like, you know, I was hooked as a kid when that trailer came on. I was like, whoa, I want to see that movie. And like, you know, seeing a trailer for something like this probably would have got me hyped as a kid too. And I would have been like, I want to see that. And, you know, is it a holiday classic? Is it going to be the next Die Hard? For a lot, I'm sure it is. For me, it's probably not, but this is still a fun, solid movie, though. Like, you know, it's not a movie that I'm going to be thinking about forever, but I had a great time with it. And I was really enjoyed like the thrillness that Jason Bateman was bringing to the movie. I haven't seen him in this kind of way. I know he's done roles like Ozark and stuff, but yeah, this is my first time seeing this like dark turn from him, and it was cool. What are your thoughts coming out of it?
I think there's just been so much debate over the years on whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie that it's almost become like a meme, where it felt like Amblin was finally here to answer that question and be like, no, this is an actual Christmas action movie, because this film uses multiple needle drops of popular Christmas songs that everyone enjoys, literally takes place on Christmas, and Christmas does play a pivotal part in the plot of Carry On. And I think that that's why I enjoyed it so much. It wasn't the best movie, of course, but like you said, it's a dumb, stupid, fun Christmas movie, but it's also a cool action thriller at the same time. And I have to say that this was probably one of my biggest surprises coming into the Christmas season. I know there's been a lot of originals that just get dumped on streaming, and this one definitely stuck out when I watched the trailer. And after watching the movie, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. This director has got one of the craziest like resumes also when I was looking at them. Wame Colette Sarah, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I know he's like mainly popular for doing like the rock movies like Black Adam and Jungle Cruise, but I saw he's done a lot of crazy action movies as well, some like 90s horror throwbacks. I think I saw House of Wax on there. That's actually early 2000s when I think about it, but just like what a different resume. And you know, looks like going back to like, you know, fun thriller action movies was a nice like return to form for him. I saw that he'd done like a lot of Liam Neeson thriller movies, but yeah, I mean, just it's cool that Netflix is like banking on movies like this. These are movies that studios are making and pumping out. This is like an easy like $30 to $50 million movie easy that studios just don't do anymore. And it's cool that we're getting something like this, but this would have been fun with a big crowd at a theater on a Friday night. You know, not saying that this would have been a huge mega hit, but you know, these are the kind of movies that a lot of people just like thrive to go see at theaters now. And, you know, Marvel isn't doing that this year. They only released one movie the entire year. And it just sucks when, you know, studios, they could have dumped out a movie like this. I saw it was DreamWorks too. Amblin DreamWorks. Like, really surprised, but I know that this is a multi-picture deal with Netflix that they're doing, and this is the first release, I believe, that they're doing, which is cool, but just a bummer that we, missed out on seeing it with some fun laughs with the crowd.
Yeah, I think you can mark your calendars for 2024 being the year that we're finally seeing the power vacuum that is Marvel's almost dissipation impacting like the films that we're getting in the theater. Like there's a lot of these films that are premiering on streaming services that probably would play better with a theatrical audience, but you're getting it at home. And yeah, it's fun from the comfort of your own couch, but I feel like there'd be multiple moments in this movie where you'd be cheering or clapping, laughing along with the movie, especially towards the end. I know there's one scene in particular where I feel like you'd be cracking up, kind of like cheering on the audience, and especially rooting for Taron Egerton, who I wouldn't say I was necessarily ever really seen him in anything where I enjoyed him. I have missed a lot of his, major movies, but I do feel like he was pleasantly surprising in this role. And I felt like he definitely offered, something different that, necessarily wouldn't see him doing an action kind of thriller. I know he was in the Kingsman, but I just felt like this kind of feels like it was off the beaten path of what he had kind of recently been doing with a lot of the biopic movies he's been in.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about his work too. I mean, I know he was nominated for Rocket Man. But yeah, all I've really seen him in, I believe, is just the first, two Kingsman movies. I don't remember the sequel at all, but I remember enjoying the first one for the most part. He was very charming and likable in that movie. And it's just crazy to think that that was a decade ago. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm around the same age as him, and just he's starting to show his age a little bit in this movie. Not that he looks like super old, but just watching him, I was just like, whoa, it's cool to see this 30-year-old in an action movie, someone who's my age doing a normal job, and just is hit with one of those crazy days. And it's a fun plot, and some stuff is going to make you roll your eyes. There's a lot of stuff where I'm just like, we're applauding him as a hero, but at the end of the day, there is two innocent people who died that he worked with that didn't have to die, that he kind of got them killed. But minor spoilers, but I'm not saying which characters they are. But I'll let that slide for how fun the movie is, and at least he's still this is I guess a major spoiler, but saving all these people though at the end of the movie at least evens things out for the most part.
So one thing that I thought about is that is this the first movie we've seen a 3D printed gun kind of in it?
That's a great thing to bring up, because I know it's something that it's been brought up multiple times throughout the last couple of years, been used in actual terrorist mini attacks, but seeing it on screen was surprising, and works well in the movie too, but yeah,
it doesn't make any sense though. I'm pretty sure it makes I'm pretty sure that's not how that would operate. I don't know, but I think the way that it operates in the movie is definitely very more fantastic or convenient. But it was cool to see new technology, especially even I forget what that thing, what was it called, nerve agent, even seeing kind of cool technology that had in this did remind me obviously of Die Hard and stuff, but it was just a modern new twist on that kind of movie. But yeah, I just thought it was so funny that there was a 3D printed gun in this movie. I mean, it makes sense in an airport, obviously, because the idea is you probably could get it through security, but I'm pretty sure that's not how 3D printed guns work. I think you still need metal in it, and I think that gun even had metal in it, so it doesn't make sense how it would get through security. Right,
yeah. But, I guess that's also part of the, we need to get it through with this one guy. So I just really like that aspect of just an everyday scenario where any of us can be put into a weird situation where we're just oh shoot, we're have this crazy moral dilemma. That's pretty much every movie, but just putting an everyday man into the situation of just damn, am I going to cooperate with this guy and try to look the other way, or am I going to try to save people and do something out of it? It's just a really fun concept that just works well. This movie doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a little on the longer side. I think it's 5 minutes below 2 hours, but it goes by just with the tight, writing. Every sequence is essentially necessary to the plot, and there's just enough character development too to really make you care. Didn't think that would happen in a movie like this, but I actually had enough time with these characters where I don't want anything bad to happen anyone in this movie.
Yeah, I'd say there's a little bit kind of under character development on some of the side bit characters that are kind of funny throughout the movie, but we focus really on those main couple characters that you do care about. And yeah, I think the acting in this movie is interesting. Like Jason Bateman, like you said, it's kind of a role that we haven't really totally seen him in, but he's like drawing a little bit from his dark sides of Ozark. But yeah, I thought that this was just such a pleasant surprise. This director has done other films I remember enjoying that were kind of like same style movie where it's like a popcorn kind of cheesy movie, but it's still written kind of smartly enough to where it's like, is this a smart movie or a dumb, stupid action movie? Like The Shallows, for me, that was also a thrill ride and absolutely entertaining. So yeah, definitely going to check out more that this director comes out with, because they're hitting out of the park already.
Yeah, and Netflix, there's so many stinkers, but every once in a while there's some good ones out there. And this one, I think overall in the last few months, like honestly, there's been 3. I know off the top of my head, Rebel Ridge was one, and I know there was another one that we checked out that we really dug too, even though it's not ringing a bell right this second. But yeah, great season, and just great way to spend the holiday fun. I was kind of unsure when you put it to our list of movies to review, just because I went into it blind, and all I knew was that it was an action movie for the most part with Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman. But yeah, pleasantly surprised, and a fun holiday movie. It definitely kept me in the spirit, just because I feel like I've been watching holiday movies all month. But yeah, what are your thoughts on it? It's on Netflix, so leave a comment down below letting us know how you felt about the movie, because that's a great way to help support our show.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all our latest updates.
And speaking of updates, catch all our social media links down below. We got Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, also our own personal letterbox accounts. That'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.